Hello and welcome to Dotto Tech. Today's show is all about the little things in technology that make us far more productive. I love the freedom and opportunity that comes being part of a small business. The tools that we have today can really make the difference. One of the most important to me is my multifunction printer. Working the way that you work rather than making you change the way that you do things is very important. I think the folks at Epson get this, and the Workforce 600 represents the home office, small office, multifunction printer that works the way you work. At least it works the way that I work. They pay attention to the details. I like that. So let me take you through typical tasks that we might be doing with this multifunction device. Now, it is a great standalone multifunction. Even before we hook up the computer, we can do an awful lot with this particular printer. We can scan in documents. We can use it as a copier. It'll copy from 25% to 400% enlargements in full color. It has 180-page memory for inbound faxes, and that's one of the big differences between home multifunction and office multifunction devices, is the office ones have a built-in fax facility. So we can use this as a standalone fax machine as well as, of course, being able to plug memory cards in and even print photos directly from it. But it's once we connect it to our computer that we start to get the most out of a multifunction device. And when I get home from a business trip, for example, first thing that I need to do is take care of all of my expenses. I want to be reimbursed. So I have a procedure where I have to fill in this expense form, and then I send this expense form into the accounting department. And they expect, along with the expense form, all of my receipts from the trip, and then they will kindly reimburse me for all the money that I've spent on my trip. Now, in the bad old days, this used to be a real pain because we had a sheet-fed fax machine that I would have to tape all of my receipts to and then send it by fax. I hardly ever use fax anymore myself, though. I've gone into the PDF world. I typically send all of my documents like that as attachments in an email. So I want to do that. I'm going to use the scanning feature, and this would be just the same as if I was faxing it. I'm going to lay down all of my different receipts that I have from this last particular trip, and then I'm going to launch the scanning software. Now, one of the keys to usability is the fact that this software has to be easy to use because it's not software that we use every day. It's not like a word processor that we're in every day. Typically speaking, the average person's only going to scan maybe once a week, so having easy-to-use software is very important. The Epson scanning software, very easy to use. I have it set in office mode, which means I'm not doing a photo. It doesn't have to scan in high-resolution color. And in fact, I'm even going to scan it in black and white to keep the document a little bit smaller when I email it. I click on Scan. And here's a really important step, is knowing where the document resides on your hard drive and how to find it later. A lot of people scan in documents and then lose them on their hard drive because they don't know where the scanning software is putting it. It's going to put it right in my Documents folder, which we see here, and then it's going to add a prefix to it, which I like to put as EXP to tell me it's an expense document, and I'm going to save it as a PDF document. As I mentioned earlier, I live in a PDF world. I say OK, and it starts the scanning process. Now, here's a key to this entire process right now, is I'm not actually wired in through USB to this device. Instead, we're using the Wi-Fi capabilities. This is a wireless multifunction device. It's very easy to set up, and it's very convenient having it set up wireless, because when you walk into the office or you walk into your home, all you have to do is open your notebook and you can already start to scan or print. Now, it's not as big a deal being wireless for scanning, to be honest, because you have to go near the multifunction device to lay down all of your different receipts. But being able to print wirelessly from any room in the house or anywhere in the office, very useful. Here's the expense report that I just created. I'm going to open that up in PDF, and you can see how fast it scanned. If you think it's fast scanning, you should see it print. It'll print up to 38 pages per minute, which is about double the speed of comparable other inkjet printers. And the quality that we're going to get out of the prints is about the same as we're going to get from a laser printer, which is kind of the holy grail of print quality. Now, the reason that the Epson printers do so well in that area is they have really advanced ink and inkjet technology with micro piezo inkjet nozzles that actually distribute the ink in 3 different sizes, giving you really high resolution. It's also economical. We have large capacity cartridges, and the ink that it uses is an ink called Durabright ink. Now, Durabright is Epson's ink that's really designed for business use because it's very durable. And if you think about business documents, they're not like photographs where you're going to be putting them behind a glass or putting them in a photo album or hanging them up and not handling them. Business documents are designed to be handled and managed a lot. So when you've got a business document, it has to be more robust than, say, a photo in other ways. It's got to be able to handle all of the different manipulation that happens. You go into a meeting, somebody puts a glass of water on it that's got a little bit of condensation around it. You don't want all of the information running. People take a highlighter to a document. You don't want something being highlighted running as well. And that often happens with inferior ink and paper combinations. As you can see here, no smudges. So as far as my workflow goes, I can now take this document, file it in my personal files. I can take the PDF document, email it to my accountant along with a spreadsheet that summarizes all of my expenses, and I can get reimbursed for all of my expenses. This works the way that I work. I want a multifunction printer that's easy to use and reliable. And good business dictates that it should also be cost efficient, produce quality work, and make documents that are durable. The Epson Workforce 600 gets check marks in all of these areas, and it will also nicely cross over for home and family work. The photos that it prints are as good as you get from any photo finisher, and you can print directly from camera cards with the slots. The built-in features and software include dozens of do-it-yourself crafts, but this piece is all about small and home business. This is a great choice for that task. Inkjet printers have historically been great for color work, but have fallen short of lasers in the areas of speed and cost per copy, and in some ways, in quality as well. The Workforce 600 closes that gap completely. The quality, every bit as good as a laser. Speed is no longer an issue, and cost per copy has dropped to the point that it's no longer a deciding factor. And power consumption, 3 times less than a comparable laser. Plus, you get the option to print out your business documents with a splash of vibrant color, or even print out an important photo. For the small office and home office, this is a very good choice. Blogs, podcasts, streaming video, you can find it all on our website. Check it out at dottotech.com.